Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, and boy, oh boy, do we have a lot to discuss. Midnight Society took to Twitter today and confirmed and revealed a whole bunch of stuff. Robert Bowling, head of Midnight Society, just did an AMA and talked about a ton of stuff relating to Snapshot 7. We've got a ton of news, modes, maps, Deadrop Creator Modes. Let's get right into it and then analyze all this stuff. All right, Midnight Society tweeted out this screenshot clearly of Deadrop today. This is something we've never seen before. They put out stuff like new maps, new modes, your modes, DCM. There's a ton of stuff here. Take a look at this screenshot. Upper left, round 1, humans survive, infected kill. What do we got here? Somebody holding a knife. Some type of effect. Like a green screen effect going on. This is definitely not the adrenaline spray. And there's humans survive, infected kill. I'm hearing a lot of speculation that this is an infected mode. People on Twitter, in the Deadrop Discord, this is, infection like Halo or infected like Call of Duty, contamination like Splitgate, one of those things. The map also, take a note, definitely not a section of Sector 3 Cold Storage or Proving Ground 2 that we've seen before. And in the tweet they said new maps, new modes, DCM. The knife, is this a melee weapon or a melee feature that's been added to the game? There's a ton of information to be gleaned from just this one screenshot, and I'm super excited. October 20th is now 10 days away when I record this video. Say no more, right? We've got more to go over, but there's so much going on here. Possibly an infection mode on a new map with a knife. I mean, oh my gosh. So Rob also went into detail about DCM. This is Deadrop Creator Modes during his AMA today, and he talked about how creators are being invited in Snapshot 7. That's basically anybody, by the way. Once Snapshot 7 is out, you'll be able to access these tools to create your own experiences, your own modes. This is the first step, just the first step on what is the overall grander vision for Deadrop UGC mode. This is not a map editor or making custom skins or custom weapons like that down the road like it's been discussed. This is the first iteration of testing those tools, which is custom maps. And they talked about how several creators have been invited to work early on these modes, and some of these modes are going to be available on day 1 in Snapshot 7, which is really awesome to see creators, anybody. This is going to be available to anybody on October 10th, not just creators, to be able to step in and make your own modes, their own experiences within Deadrop once it launches on October 20th. Deadrop Snapshot 7 launches, I should say. When you hear the term DCM, Deadrop Creator Mode, that's what they're talking about, creator modes. Sounds like it's going to work pretty similar to Fortnite. When you publish an experience for other people to play, you're going to get a refiner code. That's what it's called. Sweet name, by the way, kind of like an island code in Fortnite. And you'll be able to invite your friends or whoever to come play whatever experiences that you have designed. And I really can't wait to see what people are going to make. And I really do think that this is going to be one of many things. We talk about new maps, new modes, and then the community being able to do stuff like custom games and custom game settings, new players being able to enter with the driver key. That's really going to keep more and more of the community busy and playing longer during Snapshot 7, which is a win for everybody. One cool little bit from the AMA, Rob specifically mentioned that he loves the idea of having cassette tapes that you can play in the cars, that you could pick up, and loot and, find throughout your experience in Deadrop. I love this idea, having different cassettes and different styles of music. And he specifically mentioned that while it's possible, he doesn't really foresee it going down the monetization route and having licensed music or anything like that. You never know in the future of the game if a lot of people ask for this type of thing. Again, he asked for a lot of feedback from the community on what types of things, people are interested in purchasing or earning, both. But we'll see. He definitely was very psyched about this idea, I think, of cassettes being in the game and joining the vehicle gameplay loop, which he confirmed once again during the snapshot is indeed the transition from your pre-game lobby to getting into the tower. Let's talk about that for a minute. Rob also talked about how Snapshot 7 is really one of the final pieces of really big infrastructure and heavy lifts that they needed to implement into the game. They got the vehicle stuff, the first version of UGC. They've obviously had the PvP. They implemented PvE. They've kind of got all the pieces now. So going forward, after Snapshot 7, that's when founders are going to become really important and really have to weigh in on a lot of these things as they build the game out, as they balance the game, the weapon set, so on and so forth. And he talked more about some of those features that a lot of variants have been talking about, stuff like voting on certain features and so on and so forth as the game moves forward. Now that a lot of the infrastructure and core content has been built, so now they can build upon all of it and refine it and critique it. And he talked a lot about founders being a huge part of that, so stay tuned for that. There were a lot of questions about the monetization, which Rob answered pretty well. I'm not going to go over all of them there. There was like an hour-long discussion about monetization. If you want to talk more about it, jump into my Twitch chat. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Also jump in other times, obviously, twitch.tv/MayorReynolds. But one very interesting question was in regards to future Deadrop battle passes, and he said this has not yet been decided, but somebody asked, when Deadrop has battle passes, will there be something like the Halo Infinite system where if you buy it, you can earn the rewards forever? It's not limited time. You paid for it. You can, a year later, go back and finish that battle pass because you already paid for it. He mentioned that a lot of the team at Midnight Society worked on Halo Infinite. Good point. And that is something that will certainly be part of the discussion. He didn't promise it either way. He said that there's certainly people that prefer limited time cosmetics and being able to earn that item, that when you move on 3 years later and look back and you see somebody using it, that has a value or an excitement to it. I personally do love the Halo Infinite system, that once you buy it, you own it forever. My personal opinion, I hope they go that way. I think it's a great move. It's very pro-consumer, and I hope that Deadrop follows suit. One of the things that I will say about monetization that I felt was pretty important that Rob mentioned is that Midnight Society deliberately decided with their, the exotic crates that are being offered as part of the driver's key, is that they don't feel that the practice is predatory. I know people have strong feelings about loot boxes in general, that kind of concept. And so what Midnight Society did is, with their crates, and I assume this is going to be the way it stays going forward if and when more crates get implemented down the road. Again, guys, this is a free-to-play game. I'm not going to go super in-depth here, but I am just going to say, remember, they have a business to run. That games cost a lot of money. They need to pay salaries. They need to pay for benefits. They need to pay for licensing for a lot of things. This isn't free, right? It's not a non-for-profit. They have to make overhead in order to exist, right? No pun intended. But they talked a lot about how in Deadrop right now, the exotic crates that are being implemented, a lot of specifics about this that were outlined and discussed. Remember, you can't buy them individually. They're only available as a bonus to buying the driver's key, which grants you access to the game and gives you some car cosmetics and so on and so forth. Is that there's 100 possible items in these crates, and you cannot get duplicates. And it's not a system where you just endlessly have to buy crates. And right now, again, in the game, you can't even buy individual crates. You have to go through the package type, the driver's key. I don't know why I call it a package. I think the one thing's called the Dr. Disrespect package. Maybe that's why. But for example, if you bought 100 crates, which you cannot do, you cannot purchase 100 crates like individually like you can in some games, like for example Apex Legends or whatever. If you had 100 crates, you would get all 100 of the items that are available in the set. So for example, in the future, I'm just making something up, if they do a limited time mode with 50 crates that can be purchased with various items tied to Chinese New Year, if you bought 50 crates, you would literally be guaranteed to get all 50 items. That's what they designed. It's not like a gambling type system. It's a little more fair. You're not intended to just endlessly buy crates. And again, they don't even have that ability right now. You can't buy crates in game. So there was a lot of discussion about the monetization. I honestly feel it's quite a bit of a distraction in general. I play games because they're fun. I play games because they're exciting. When I go to a baseball game, I'm going for the baseball game. I don't really care if they're selling a hot dog and a soda. That's just me, but hey. I did a short about this last night, but one of the 12 a.m. developers and then Rob reiterated today that Snapshot 7 includes enhancements to controller and how controllers work in Deadrop. I know a ton of players are looking forward to this, have been looking forward to this. We'll see how it works. And Rob also mentioned that this is something that's important to getting the game, or snapshots I should say, approved on console. And he also mentioned, for all you console players out there, or would-be players, that it's his personal #1 priority is to get Deadrop snapshots and access to players out on console, and the controller enhancements are one of those things that was required to move them closer to that goal. So that's it for this video, guys. There's a lot to go over here. Snapshot 7, I really think it's going to be huge. We got the vehicle stuff, we got Deadrop Creator Modes and those tools being unleashed to everybody in the community, new maps, new modes, new players. Obviously there's a ton here, and one thing that Rob constantly reiterated is that the feedback from the community is very important. They're still listening and they want the feedback. And one thing I will definitely say, this is true of any business, right? Actions speak louder than words. If people, for example, buy a lot of something, then that means the company, that sends a sign to the company that you like what they're doing, that whoever the target audience for, you know, the new flavor scent of Dawn dish soap or whatever, if it does very well, they're gonna make another scent like that, or double down on that scent. If nobody buys that scent of Dawn dish soap, it's gonna go away. They're not gonna try one similar to that because nobody liked it. Remember, actions speak louder than words, guys, and I think that's what Rob was saying, in my opinion, a lot. And again, this is true of anything. Things that work and the community responds well to through action, you know, they're gonna do more of that. Things that the community doesn't respond well to through action, if they put out a type of skin or something that nobody buys, guess what? They're probably not gonna do it again because it was a waste of their time and efforts, you know. So that's that on that part. So if you want more news on Deadrop, guides to help you get better at the game, live action content, we do it all around here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I've got a video that I'm putting together, several more, some between October 20th, and then I've got one really special one that's going to go live on October 21st after all the Deadrop Snapshot 7 business is out. All the information is out. I think it's going to be infectiously fun. Let me say that. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're most excited about in Deadrop Snapshot 7, and I will see you in the tower. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. We passed 500 subs on this channel recently. It's the first real measurable metric that we had to pass in the growth of this channel. So I really appreciate your support, and see you guys later. Mayor Reynolds.